Welcome, fantasy football fanatics, to another countdown here at Uncle John's Sports. In this exclusive video, we're about to unveil the top 8 fantasy football running backs for Week 12 on the main slates at DraftKings and FanDuel. First at the top of the list is Indy's Jonathan Taylor. Looks like Taylor is back to his old self and has resumed lead back and workhorse role for the Colts, with his touches rising each of the last 3 games. DFS sites haven't caught up to this with his salary yet, so he's the best point per dollar back on DraftKings and FanDuel. Secondly, we find our old friend Alvin Kamara. The do-it-all back for the Saints is poised for a big week versus the arch-rival Falcons. He always shows up big in these games, and the Saints may lean on the run game more this week with Michael Thomas injured, again. AK is the priciest back on DraftKings by far, but a little more reasonably priced on FanDuel. At third on the list is Travis Etienne of the Jaguars. Travis had an unproductive week last week as the Jags jumped out to an early lead and gave him most of the second half off. Look for him to be more involved this week in a more competitive game at Houston. Always near the top of the list and at fourth this week is Saquon Barkley of the New York Football Giants. Barkley had a huge week versus the Commanders and has reached double-digit fantasy points in 6 of his last 7 games. Expect the Giants to lean heavily on Barkley with Tommy DeVito at QB. At the highest we've ever ranked someone on IR, number 5 is the Rams' Kyren Williams. Kyren has practiced fully this week, so expect him to be activated shortly. Darrell Henderson was cut and re-signed to the practice squad, if you need a hint. Kyren faces a Cardinal defense ranked 24th overall and 26th versus the run. Next up is Rachaad White of Tampa Bay. White also had an off week last week, but has still managed to score in 3 straight games. He should keep that streak alive versus the Colts, who have allowed 12 touchdowns to running backs in the last 10 games. Coming in at number 7 is Ramondre Stevenson of the Patriots. Ram played through a back injury in his last game and still tallied 20 carries. Now after a week off with a bye, he faces the Giants and their defense ranked 28th, both overall and versus the rush. This is a good sign. Finally on our list this week is DeAndre Swift of the Eagles. He is battling a slight ankle injury, so monitor his status up to game time. Assuming he is a go, he faces the Bills, who have allowed the 10th most fantasy points to backs this season. That will wrap it up for this listicle. If you have liked what you see here, please like and comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel for more fantasy football content in the future. Remember to check all players' health and game status prior to kickoff. Now go have fun and make some money.